Hi, and welcome to Video Review. I'm here with my friend Aaron Cavagnolo. Welcome, Aaron.
Yeah, great to be here, Zach.
Yeah, we're doing these video reviews. If we're doing these, they're fun for us. We hope you like them. If you think what we say is silly or dumb or whatever, tell us in the comments or just give me a call and tell me I'm doing a terrible job. But if you like this, thank you for all the people left nice comments. We really appreciate it. And we're here on the North Fork of the Payette, and this is Nutcracker Rapid. Our friend Greg Babikoff sent us this video.
Hey, Zach, what do you think of his face mask? Have you ever rode a cat with a face mask?
I haven't. I don't think it's. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's like kind of annoying. I don't know. I mean, it can't hurt, right?
You know, we had a friend I used to work with who Adam. He used to wear one of those old cage style ones
Oh
because he
yeah.
got his teeth and nose broken so many times by paddles when he was working paddle boat trips, and that it makes sense. That type makes sense with the bar across the middle to protect your face. What's the concern here? Like, is there something that on this run in particular that you'd want a face mask in your when you're cat boating or rafting? Versus like I understand the kayak, but I'm not. Whoa, that
Yeah.
was
He's getting,
nice high side.
oh, he's going. He just keeps going sideways into things. It's like
Oh, yep, man.
lost his or. Oh man, this looks like it's about to.
Oh, he's still surfing. Yeah, getting his oar back in. Nice. All right, away they go.
Let's go back for a second. See, I don't know the face masks. I think swimming here is people are really scared of swimming. Let's just go back and watch this again. I think it's oh man, there's so many things going on. I think one thing that happens is once you make a mistake and you get off your line,
Oh yeah.
you barely recover, and then you don't have time to get ready for the next drop. So I think he kind of makes a little bit of a mistake here that puts him off sideways, hits that sideways, loses an oar, and by the time he gets and hits another thing sideways, by the time he gets going, it's just the first mistake just
Oh
compounds
yeah.
over and over and over.
Well, there's no, like you said, there's no recovery there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does a nice job over. He's, stays in his boat. The boat stays upright. He's doing a nice side high siding it, getting his boat weight on that downstream tube. Oh.
And
And
not
then recovers and looks like he's ready to go again.
Yep.
So going back to the face mask for a second,
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, they make me nervous just in general face masks. I feel like it's going to catch a ton of water and I'm all about minimal drag when I'm in the water.
Oh, you mean
Um,
swimming? You wouldn't want to wear it.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I've never felt the need for a face mask. Ooh, he's gonna hit this. Oh, jeez. I've never. This is a long rapid.
Yeah, wow.
He's kind of pinballing down a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, kayaking. I see the point because you go upside down, you might smack your head on
Yeah.
your face on rocks.
Yeah, I've hit my face on a rock upside down in a kayak. Yeah, like I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, rafting, catboating. I don't know if I see the value. Let me just want to make one point here. Like we're always going back to boat spacing and boat order, and like right now he's just kind of like beatering down this rapid in parts, and the boat in front of him is so far forward, he doesn't have an example of a person to follow in front of him. So I don't know the situation, but let's say Greg, this is when he didn't know the run that well. Because he's been slowed down so many times at these side surfs, his friends are pretty far ahead. And this is where if you're his friends and you know the run better, you need to kind of slow up a little bit, not only to show Greg where to go, but also if he'd swam back there,
Yeah.
who knows
But
when,
now that being said, Zach, like where do you slow down? I mean,
right?
this and then like multiple people, it'd be if there's one person in front of him, one person slow down, multiple, it's tough. And this
And this is though where I think it's such an important class 4 and 5 boating skill, right? Like people like I can run a class 5 rapid, but if you really want to be a true great class 5 boater, can you run it and also speed up and slow down in the rapid to provide safety for your friends? So like boats,
Mhm.
like I think of it as like a big slinky. The boats are always like moving back and forward and it kind of out of order. Well, everybody has to kind of like be looking back and slowing down mid class 5 rapid. And to
Mhm.
truly be boating this stuff in a responsible and safe way, I feel like that's what it takes. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I think you're talking about the ideal.
The
And
ideal.
that's what I'd say that's what you're striving towards all the time. And it's not going to be like that all the time. Who knows what happened downstream? Maybe
Yep.
someone else has a problem. Maybe, like there's a lot of things that can be taking place, but I think that's what you're always working towards. And if you can't do that fairly consistently, I think it's a good thing to like reflect and look through and say, should I be on this river with this group of people? If this was always happening like over and over and over again, be like, well, it's probably not good.
Mhm.
This stuff's going to happen sometimes, but ideally you're minimizing it, and ideally you can make an adjustment so it doesn't happen again. Yeah.
And I always keep bringing this up in the videos because I keep seeing it, and I feel like saying that we couldn't do it that day because the river was too continuous, to me says, well, that means you can't go. You shouldn't go in the river.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't maintain your spacing in your boat order, you're not working as an effective group to get down that particular river, and
Yeah.
that river is above your skill set.
Yeah.
Even though you can individually run the rapids, you have the ability to run the rapids. If you don't have the ability to maintain trip integrity, then you didn't actually have the ability to responsibly run that river that day. What do you think about that?
I would just say if you can't maintain your trip integrity, then you need to be comfortable running that river by yourself and doing a one boat trip on there. And if you're saying like, hey, I'm willing to run this as a one boat trip, and I understand those risks, and I'm cool with that, great, okay then. But that's what you end up talking about then is like you're running a one boat trip pretty much.
Yep.
I feel like or having that perspective on it, because like those people aren't good. The people down around the corner, they're going to be no help, right? Something happens. How are they going to, by the time, if he were to swim, by the time they were to be able to help rescue him or even notice that he was swimming, or like it's going to be too long.
Yep. Yep. So
So
I know, like I get invited to do the North Fork of the Payette a few times. It's hard for me to go because it's far away and I have a job in the summer. But I'd like to go around. I've only run the lower 5 miles. I've never run the full section. But I would want to go with people that I know really well, like you, who I know will look out for me and I'll look out for them. And
mhm.
we know how to group together. I don't want to get put in a situation like this where I'm getting beat or down because I don't know the run, and then they're way downstream. I don't want to boat with that group, so I would probably wouldn't go with a group I didn't know very well. I would go with people I've done a lot of runs with that I've observed their ability to maneuver mid rapid and provide safety for me. Because a swim here to me would be terrifying.
Well, and I think I know I've been in that position before where you've gotten beat up and hammered and rapid, and you look up and everybody's gone.
Yep.
It's awful because you're already feeling junky. You're just like, I'm getting beat down here, and then you're like, oh gosh, I'm by myself now. I got to do this by myself. You can't just pull over. Like a lot of places, you're on a lot of rivers. You're like, I got to keep going, but you're like, there's no one around now. Great.
Yep. And
Yeah.
swimming in current like this, it is very hard to swim ashore.
Mm-hmm.
Is I mean the river's moving. It's incredibly hard to get yourself to either shore. So you end up getting
Oh
beat
yeah.
pretty bad on the way down. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep pointing that out on every video. I feel like I'm constantly harping on boat spacing and boat order.
It's a key. Yeah, it's a key thing to do. Okay. Looks like a nice run through there. That worked out well. So it looks like he's wearing a dry suit, Zach. And is it early season or like what's the deal with the temperatures here? Is this always a dry suit weather river?
I don't know. I would say so because it's so continuous. If you were wearing a dry suit, your energy would get zapped pretty quickly. So I
If
don't
you're
know.
wearing a dry suit, your energy would get
Oh,
sapped quickly.
you're not wearing a dry suit. So or a wetsuit. So I would say if you're not wearing, I think you either wear a dry suit or a wetsuit here.
Do you think he's waiting just so he doesn't have to go first, so he can follow some people who know the run a little better?
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he's just like,
Because that's a good thing too. Is if you do get split up, hey, pull over Eddie out. There's some people more experienced. Hey, let me follow you, man.
yeah,
Don't try to like pride it out and be like, oh, I got to lead the way down. Just be like, okay, because that's a nice Eddie. He's in the Eddie. Maybe he's adjusting something now. Hopefully they're waiting for him because he's still hanging out. But going back to the dry suit versus the wetsuit, I think this is a lot of people are fans of dry suits,
uh-huh.
and I definitely feel like dry suits have their place.
Mhm.
But I feel like a wetsuit's undervalued. Like
Yeah.
they have a lot to offer.
I think if I'm going to run a winter run, I'm going to want a dry suit. it's just really cold. I don't want to get wet. My feet will get cold. I think if it's 80 degrees out like this, I think I'd want to wear. I'm just guessing it's 80 degrees. If the air temperature is warm out, I don't mind my feet getting wet. I kind of like the wetsuit.
Yeah. So I have a friend who says if it's class 5, I'm always wearing a wetsuit, at least a wetsuit. What do you think
Uh,
of that?
if it's class, say that again. If it's class 5, he's
If
always
it's class 5 and he's rafting or he's wearing a wetsuit, he always wears a wetsuit, at least a wetsuit, minimum of wetsuit on class 5. He's never going without a wetsuit. He says I need at least a wetsuit for safety purposes, for padding, for
oh,
rocks, for
you never. Okay,
flotation.
so you never wear less than a wetsuit. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
wear a wetsuit or a dry suit.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I think I would say he's like more of a wetsuit guy. He thinks the wetsuits are better. And I agree with him in a lot of ways. I feel like I'm much more athletic in my wetsuit, can move around better, make more adjustments, like running around the rocks, scrambling around. The dry suit catches sometimes, the fabric isn't as stretchy like the wetsuit is.
For me, it's just wear and tear. Like if I'm paddling 100 days a year, I don't want to wear my dry suit 100 days a year. It's expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
if you do the math, every time you wear your dry suit, it maybe costs you like $8 every time. I don't know what the math is, but where a
Mm-hmm.
wetsuit is way more durable. I think though, I think there's class 5 I would run without a wetsuit or dry suit though. Like I think about maybe like steep creeks, like South Silver in California, where you're not going to be in the water for a long time if you swim. I
Are
don't.
you
I,
talking,
I
are you
wouldn't
talking about the kayak or raft?
kayak. Yeah,
I'm talking about rafting.
yeah. I don't know. I don't
Because
like
like South Silver, if you swam in South Silver, it'd be nice to have that wetsuit on for padding.
for padding. It would be nice. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know, something like that. Like I could see running class 5 with not a wetsuit or a dry suit, but I can't think of an example. I guess. Um, But yeah, it makes sense. It makes. I mean, the only thing for me is it feels so nice to not have. I paddle better without a dry suit or wetsuit. Well, definitely kayaking. I paddle better without being kind of constricted.
Yeah.
So I kind of like not being constricted. Where but I do see the value. The wetsuit isn't so bad. Yeah, I, I guess I'd go with that. I'm a fan of not saying never and always. Like I always wear a dry suit or a wetsuit,
Totally.
but I could see like 99% of the time wearing wearing a dry suit or wetsuit. What do you think of
All
that?
right. Last question on this run. High flow life jacket?
Oh man, I think flotation for sure. Absolutely wear flotation. High flow, yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, man, swimming here would be just terrifying.
Yeah, you'd want your head above the water and you want to be as close to surface as much as the time as possible because from what I've heard, all the
Back in
rocks are
the
real
spot right,
sharp and mean.
we're back in the spot right here. You can see this. The next boat is way down there. If
Yep.
he falls out here, he's in for a swim. Yeah, I mean, as much flotation as you want. I mean, the trade-off is, you know, does the high float get in the way of your rowing, right? Like, is it harder to ship because you have the big high float there in the way? Are you less flexible? That's a trade-off. I think he's not. You don't need to ship oars that much here. So I think, I think that yeah, I'd do high float, yeah, for sure. I'm not going to wear my Astral minimal. I'm not. I would not cap with this with an Astral PFD. Let's put it that way. There's no way. Kayaking, yes, because I want the flexibility of the kayaking, and
Yeah.
I'm probably less likely to swim in a kayak than I am a capo. I feel like in a capo and stuff like this, there's always a chance you're going to swim. There's always a chance in a kayak too, but like capo, you could hit something weird and get sent off a weird direction. I'll tell you
Yeah.
the other question I have. The taglines people have on the front of the
Yeah.
capo. I noticed his are really long, and so I maybe in this Eddie we see it again. I like my taglines to be either 4 or 6 feet, depending on the run. And I think 6 feet is even like, but see how long that one is? Even 6 feet could like wrap around you in a weird way. This one's like 10 feet, 12 feet. And it's certainly a trade-off for me as I think about it. Like if you do swim, you want to be able to get these taglines if you can, but they can easily wrap around you while he's rowing somehow, or if he flips.
Yeah. I'm guessing that, there's not a lot. Your best rescue is a self-rescue here and getting back to your own boat. And
So
you want to be able to grab onto that line. If for some reason you flip, you want to be able to get back to your boat.
uh,
I mean, and it is a trade-off. But
Strike.
I could see Aaron on that side, and like other runs where you're like, oh, there's a nice pool at the bottom of the rapids. Well, maybe I'll have my tag lines a little shorter, so that, you know, because I'm not as worried about it. But yeah, on this run, oof, man, yeah.
I could see. I just noticed. I mean, I could see having the 10-foot tag line. I wouldn't run in many other places, but it's one of those. Depending on the river, depending on the run, like how long do you want those lines coming off the bow? You definitely, sort of need them because if
Mm-hmm.
you're separated from your boat, they really help you get back to your boat. They're not always right in front of you, but a lot of times they end up pretty handy. But
Totally.
also, if he needs to jump out here, it's, if you kind of want a log tagline to jump out and grab the boat from the shore.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think for multiple reasons, I like the longer ones, although it's
Mm-hmm.
always a chance to get wrapped up around you.
Yeah, totally. Well, cool.
Yeah. Good discussion, Aaron. Thanks for another video review.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Zach.
And yeah, anybody of you out there, if you have questions, if you're there that day and you think if you want to add something to the comments, please do. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.